Hello, how's everybody? And welcome to week three. Oh, wow, it's just buzzing right by. So today I just want to talk about a little bit about our your homework for this week. And so let me share my screen. Share. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. All right, there we go. Okay, saying that it's sharing. Okay. All right. So this week, we're going to talk about energy requirements and fluid needs based on different types of intensities. You're going to do some evidence-based nutrition guidelines to create a personal nutrition plan that supports a healthy, active lifestyle and apply course concepts. So, what you're going to do. So, the first one is, of course, your reading. You have two readings, the Basic Foundation of Nutrition Science Sports Performance, Chapter 3. And then there's two articles to read that are really, I think, give you a lot of information. And then there's a video to watch. Okay. All right. So, the first homework for this week is a discussion. We always have a discussion. Again, discussion is one where you're going to you will post your response or your topic, and then you're going to reply to two classmates. Again, how those are graded is if you just reply, it's 15 points. If you only reply to one person, it's 18 points, and then if you reply to two, it's 20. Okay? All right. So the topic is you're at the finish line of a local charity 5K race, cheering on the runners. Amidst the jubilant crowd at the finish line, you spot Alex, who just crossed the line but looks utterly depleted, not elated. She says to you, "I've been trying to lose weight for this race by eating as little as possible, but during this run, I felt completely drained the entire time. It was a struggle just to finish." In your initial post of the two plus paragraphs, answer the questions. What do you think is happening metabolically for Alex before, during, and after the race? And what might you advise Alex to do differently between today and her next 5K race? So, you need paragraphs for this. A couple would be fine. And just making sure that your right down here make sure it meets the function of nutrients, includes your micronutrients and what they might do, maybe supplements or eating style, anything that you think could help Alex with the race. Okay. All right. Then we go back to this and here. And then you have another one. As a reminder to everybody, if you haven't done the quiz from last week, make sure you do the quiz. Also, if you're having any issues with getting your homework assignments finished, please let me know so I know. Because just like there was an announcement, I think that was put out today or yesterday about, some classes are short, so you get behind, it's gonna take a lot to get through. So just make sure that you're keeping up. And if you're having any issues, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. All right, so this is an osmosis simulation. This is kind of a cool thing. So what you're going to do is what this talks about is how do molecules move across a semi-permeable membrane? What factors or variables affect the speed and eventual outcome of osmosis? So you're going to visit the diffusion and osmosis simulation. That's going to take you right to this. And after spending a few minutes exploring how the simulation works, you're going to conduct two experiments. Make sure it's two. By changing just one variable, example like the temperature, and observing what happens over the next 2 to 3 minutes. After you do that, observe it, and then you're going to change another variable. All right. Then, after you're going to do this, you're going to write two things that you've observed and or concluded from your experiment and two things that makes you wonder. These ones can be bullet points, so it can be 4 bullet points is fine. A sentence for each bullet point, at least. But let's go to this osmosis thing so I can kind of tell you how to do it. It's really not that difficult. Just you're going to launch it like this. It's going to tell you, you're just going to run the simulation. I always like to say that you run it first just to kind of see what it's going to do. Kind of look and see what is expected. Watch the molecules, the large, the small, different things. All right. Now you're supposed to watch it for 2 to 3 minutes. We're not going to do that, of course, in here. So here, what we're going to do, you're going to change just one of these. You can do change side A, side B, or the temperature. It said for us to change the temperature. I'm going to really change the temperature. And then I'm going to run it. Okay. See what happens. What's the difference? Okay. What is the difference between the first one and the last one? What's happening to the molecules? Are they going from side to side faster? Are they just moving faster? What's happening? All right. And then you're going to do that again. And just change one thing, one molecule or one thing, or you could change the temperature down to what cold. Well, let's do that. Let's change it colder. All right. Down to 10. And then let's see what happens. Quite a difference, huh? All right. Now remember, you're supposed to watch this for 10 minutes or for 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes each time. Okay. And record what you have found. Okay. Pretty easy, not too hard. All right. One more thing. And you do not have to um, uh, respond to others. All right. Then this one isn't too hot, isn't too bad, really, but just some people get a little messed up on how many times you're supposed to do it. So this is, you're going to talk about personal energy expenditure. So this is going to show you what you need, okay? Important to not lie about it, to tell you the truth, but to tell the truth. This assignment aims to enhance your understanding of your personal energy expenditure by calculating your metabolic rate, sorry, BMR, and your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. So the BMR and TDEE you values you calculate this week will enable you to tackle next week's assignment, where you will explore how different types and durations of exercise impact your overall energy needs. This will also be beneficial throughout this course, so it's a good thing to do. So to calculate your BMR, you visit the site, just click on that, and accurately input your data, run the calculation, and record the results. So what you're going to do, go to the BMR calculator right here, and put in whatever, however, we're just going to put in, you're going to be 20, okay? Calculate that, and that's what your BMR is, okay? Of course, for that person, but for whatever you are, all right? Then the next one, and you're just going to write on a Word document, my BMR is 1,453 calories per day, okay? And then to calculate your TDEE, you go to this calculator. You're going to put in your um, your weight in male or female, how tall you are, weight, height. And then you're going to run this for 3 different types of exercise. So you could do sedentary, calculate what that is, write that all down. You need all this right here. Then you're going to go, I'll let you clear it. Yeah, I think it might let you clear it. And then same, I think we did 5-1, didn't we? I think it was. And then 125 pounds, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. Then do it for a different exercise. Do moderate. Okay. Calculate that. Tell me what that is. And then you're going to do one more. Okay. So you're going to do 3 of them. All right. Um, you could just cut and paste this if you wanted. That's fine. Or you could just write this down. Okay. But make sure to get all your points that that you do 3 different exercises. Okay. All right. Right here it says you're in a single word document. Just put your calculated BMR and then your calculated TDEE in calories per day for at least 3 distinct activity levels. Okay, you could use whatever 3 you want. All right, put those in a Word document and submit. All right, pretty easy actually. Um, not too not too heavy on homework this week, luckily. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Remember to do the uh question, the attendance question. Make sure you're doing that. That's going to be come out in a separate assignment announcement. Make sure you do that. I believe I only had 6 people do it last week, so those 6 people are the ones that are going to get attendance for next week. So it's usually not a hard question. This one's going to be really pretty easy, but just remember to do that. I know it's one more thing, but to get attendance, that's what you need to do. You don't need to do anything else other than answer that question. And again, you can either email me that answer to that question, or you can just reply to my announcement. Either one is fine. Again, I have um, office hours on Thursday from 3 to 4. If that doesn't work, let me know. I can visit with you any other time. I'm not doing really much this summer yet. So hopefully we can find a time if you need to talk to me and that time doesn't work. Okay. All right. I hope you have a great week. And again, please let me know if you have any questions. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.